entire pregnancy, how she took care of me. And, you know, I was so worried because, I mean, you know, I wasn't worried about the weight. I didn't care. I just wanted a baby. I didn't think of the after effects. But after delivering, I went back home with 30 kilos extra. I thought after the baby comes out, you know, you lose a bit of weight. So I called her up after 2 days. I said, Doc, the baby is out, but why isn't the weight going? The stomach is still there. So she said, it's all, you know, it takes time. It'll go with time. So now she'll tell you the rest.
Thank you, Shilpa. It's wonderful being here. Especially, I think you truly deserve the Yummy Mummy Award. And Shilpa is an absolute example of Indian motherhood. Throughout her pregnancy, she listened to every bit of advice that I gave her, except, of course, the weight, but she soon knocked it off afterwards. And she is a perfect example of how you can manage your profession, your motherhood, and babyhood thereafter.
And no. Yes.
You know, the most important thing, and I have to share this with everybody sitting here. I'm not just here because, I mean, bio oil may be a very new product for all the people, I mean, all Indian people out here because it's just launched in December. But I have been a bio oil fan for the last 4.5 years, and Doc is privy to that. I had told her about this oil while during my pregnancy. And she had asked me about it because it wasn't available in India. And I bought it off the counter in London while I was shopping. 4.5 years ago, I went through a very bad accident while I was entering a construction site, while I was doing up my new home. I got slashed on my foot, as you can see over there. You can't see it, actually, thanks to bio oil, but I'll get to that. I got very badly slashed, and I could actually see the bone on my foot. It was that badly open. So I had to be rushed to the operation theater, and I had to get 17 stitches. And I have a hereditary, a genetic problem called a keloid problem. So any mark on my body, if I get a cut or a burn, it stays forever. So I've been hurt before. All the marks on my body have actually lightened. And I have to give credit to bio oil because I discovered this thing, and it says, you know, prevents stretch marks, fades scars. So that made me buy the bottle when I was in London. And I started applying it religiously on my foot. And I used it, even you can use it. It's a very, like a dry oil. This really sounds like I'm endorsing it, but I swear to God, I'm not lying. I won't lie. I mean, as a person, I hate doing that. So unless it's really important, you have to lie to your son. Yeah, but yeah. So I started applying this oil, and believe it or not, I can't even see the mark on my foot today. I mean, at the cost of actually looking really stupid doing this. But that cut has just gone. I had 17 stitches, and it was like this big black brown mark on my foot. And it's gone because of bio oil. So when I got pregnant, from the first day I got to know, I applied bio oil, and I mixed bio oil with olive oil like that, and I made it into a bottle, and I kept it on the stand, and I'd apply it every day. And I'd apply bio oil in the night again before I slept. And I don't have a single stretch mark. So, I mean, that is proof enough that it definitely is a class apart from what's available in the market. And it truly has some great properties. And I've used it. And the reason I'm here is because I'm a loyalist. And I love the oil. And when they asked me to come for this thing, I was more than happy to, comply because I'm not going to lie about it. So, yeah, I'm here today, and I think it's really fantastic. And most women, I think, Doc, tell me the stats. I think 90% of the women that come to you are scared of stretch marks. 99% are scared of stretch marks. That was a fear for me. But I think that was great advice given by my mom. She said, just use oil. So I started this, and, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you, Shilpa. We're going to have a little panel discussion. Request Dr. Rashmi Shetty to please be seated here. And Shilpa, Dr. Kiran and Dr. Rashmi here. Having a busy schedule, how did you manage motherly duties as well as, facing the camera or working busy schedules and keeping yourself beautiful? That's a tough job. How did you do that?
I think women are conditioned to multitask. We are taught from a very young age that we have to look after the family, and it's a very middle class thing, and I love those middle class values that my parents have inculcated in us. But I had no idea that I was going to be an actor, so life threw up these surprises, and I had no idea after that I was going to become this businesswoman, and I had no idea that I would do so much while being a mother. But I just took it in my stride, and I just think it's all about time management. And Dr. Kiran had once very intelligently told me, that about her own kids. She said, I was like a cat on a hot tin roof. I was so busy working, and I had my kids. But look at her kids today. I mean, one is a PhD, one is a doctor at Mayo Clinic. And she said there was a research that proved that working mothers have, far more independent children. And I think it's a great thing. And I have a lot of respect for a lot of housewives as well who do this thanklessly, who do their job thanklessly, really. It's a very, very hard job to be a full-time housewife. I'm very proudly, I have to say that I'm a full-time mother, I'm a part-time professional.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But I'm a full-time mother. And I think we have the luxury of time with our child, But there are a lot of women out there who are working, who are making ends meet, and they're still fabulous mothers. They're great wives, they're great, daughter-in-laws, and they do it all. They dabble with it all. And I just think it's a great Indian trait. And I think women all over the world, it's a very common thing now to be a mother and, to work and do all of that. But you have to time manage. Your child has to be priority. I really think that if you don't have time for your child, you should not have a child. So, thanks to all the help that we have in this time and age, but they can't do what a mother does. No one else can play the role of a mother or a father. So I think we all have to know what we have to do with our kids, and I think we do it very well. Yeah.
Thank you, Shilpa. I'm sure those tips have inspired a lot of women around.
5 after my pregnancy. Anyway, but I have to say, taking a cue from what Dr. Coelho said, that I am at my fittest best today. I feel healthier today. Honestly, I've always been into yoga. I've always promoted health. I've always been very synonymous with, health and fitness. All that is great, but after a baby, you really value your body. You really value your health. And I think I have to blame it on good genes. So, I'm tall, and I've taken after my father. I'm the shortest in my family from my father's side. All my cousin sisters are all 5'10" and 6 feet. Cousin sisters, so you can imagine. So and they're all very slim and, genetically blessed, even after their babies. So I never valued it. I said, oh, okay, so what's the big deal? But after having a baby, you really value your body. You have to value your body. And you realize what it can be if you take it for granted. So I think when I started working out after a baby this time, I had a goal. I had a goal. I said I have to get back to my old weight, and I have to be better than before. So that for me was my benchmark. Not the old Shilpa Shetty, but I had to get better, So today when I look at myself, and today when people say, you've become thinner than before, no, it's not thinner. It's, I think I've put on more muscle. I work out today, challenging myself, and I don't do that much weight training. I train with my own body weight. So if you can, and that's even heavier than using weights. And if the easiest thing for a mother is, I don't get time with the baby. I don't get time to work out. You have a lot of time to go to a pizza joint. You have a lot of time to down a lot of aerated drinks, junk food, sweets, like Doc said. I just think that, especially in the first few months, like Doc said, it's the best time to lose your weight because the baby is sleeping most of the time. And yes, you also want to catch up on your sleep, but if you give up on just 1 hour of that sleep, you will feel far, far more healthier.
Actually, that's so true, and you can see the results on her right now. But friends, as you know,